At the heart of the Fulbright program, the premier educational exchange program operated in over 150 countries worldwide, are the principles of international partnership and cooperation. For 65 years, the Fulbright program in Indonesia has supported more than 3,000 Indonesians and 1,200 Americans to study, do research, or teach in a variety of disciplines in our two countries. The partnership between Indonesia and the U.S. has been strengthened by AMINEF, the binational Fulbright Commission that has managed the program here for 25 years. This partnership continues to empower talented minds in both countries to experience new environments, contribute to their fields or professions, and inspire those around them.
I think the most memorable experience from studying in the US, the opportunity to meet people from different backgrounds, from different countries, from different cultures. Because when I started to learn about others, at the same time I also learned about myself, about my weaknesses, about my strength, how I learn from others, how I share my experience with others. So we learn from one another. I think that's very important, which I might not ever get in other places. The opportunity to meet people from these, diversities.
It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I felt privileged every day that I had a Fulbright. For 2 years, I could study almost anything I wanted to learn what made Indonesia tick.
Well, what was the important thing is it gave me an opportunity to study. I will never be able to go there to the US for my own. My family cannot support me to go that far. And going to the US was something extraordinarily fantastic at the time,
My Fulbright scholarship at Columbia did not only change, but basically dictated my life, the course of my life.
Over the last 65 years, Indonesian and American Fulbrighters have made important contributions in many fields: arts, science, economics, English language teaching, and various branches of humanities and social sciences. In a bigger picture, Fulbright has an immense impact on the mutual understanding among Indonesians and Americans. Fulbrighters have gone on to become prominent figures in their respective fields and communities.
I have an opportunity to become a role model in the field of work that I choose to do. For example, as a journalist, I did a lot of coverages for the sake of the public, like exposing corruption. To name one Fulbrighter whose work I admire the most is Azyumardi Azra. He builds up peace in the society, especially in the interreligious works.
I brought improvement by transforming Institute of Islamic Studies into full-fledged university, because I believe young Muslims should be widened, their intellectual horizon should be widened. And I said, you can study, you can learn from any sources of knowledge, including US. Yeah.
I immediately felt at home in Kendari, and then that's something that I want people to feel when they come to America or when they visit my home, is just welcome and comfortable and safe. To be a Fulbrighter is to be a citizen diplomat, and that means not only sharing my own culture coming from America and my own experiences, but even more than that, being a listener and a taker of all the culture that's around me in Indonesia.
The Fulbright program continues to inspire the next generation of leaders and the communities which they serve.
Well, I think Fulbright is different from other scholarships in that, frankly, I think it's the most prestigious and most competitive scholarship program in the world. And I think the other thing that sets it aside is the expectation that we all are going to contribute to each other's societies.
Fulbright is unique because this is the legacy of Senator Fulbright. It's about public service. So if I'm a Fulbrighter and I don't do public service, I do not represent, the mission of Senator Fulbright. Let's say when I went back from the US, I started to teach. Actually, I was confused at that time if I really wanted to teach at the university or in another place. But the first day I returned to the university, my student came to me, please don't go again. And for me, to touch one's life, you cannot measure. This is like to touch the whole country. And for me, even if I have impact only to one student, that's enough, as long as he become, a better person than myself.
Through the Fulbright experience, we contribute to the development of both Indonesia and the U.S. and inspire future generations of both nations.